Hey, what's up everybody? Bdf 44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so keeping it local today. Got to grab some paper towel, and today I'm going to grab the money necessary to pay these people tomorrow. Of course, room day is Monday. So I've got Bible study at 4:30. It's like 1 o'clock now. So I'm going to try to get all of this done and get back here by 4:30. So I think I can do it. But it's going to be me kind of walking with a certain pace, because this is not a small deal as far as the time versus the distance. So yeah, man, it's a lot going on with that, but I'm looking forward to the walk. It's going to be a nice weather day here in North Hollywood. And, you know, I was planning on doing art with these 3 hours that I have here, but my uncle told me that he had already sent the money over. I'm like, shoot, I can save some money by making sure that I go all the way to the police station where I can bank for free, rather than banking across the street here and spending extra money. Plus, if I go to Target, I can kind of pull some money out of the deep GR fund and leave some of the money in my bank account, which is probably best for my overall balance and situation. So that's what I'll do. I'll take a little bit out of the GR, and then the rest will be what my uncle sent, and then just leave something in my account. Cause yeah, that's the best way for me to do it right now. So that's my business. Hope everybody's enjoying their Sunday. I slept extremely well. Did my Hunters Blue again last night, keeping up the good effort in that regard. What else? I don't remember what I was doing last night. I watched the Laker game. It wasn't any good. Lakers lost. Most of our best players are out. Yeah, played against a team that we don't like. And so lost to a team we definitely do not appreciate. So that was not fun at all. But it was what it was. Did all my exercise. Did my normal routine. And, you know, that was it. So ain't really much on my mind as it pertains to myself or anything like that. Looking forward to seeing my uncle this week. He is in town. He came in yesterday, as I thought, and he called, but I didn't get the call. He said he left a message. I never check my messages, so the best way to reach me is via text. I can tell you, I'm gonna always see text. I'm always respond to text. With voicemails, I might as well just stop allowing for both voicemails. That's how seldom I actually listen to them. Literally never, like ever. So yeah, man, it's a good day. It's a very good day. As far as weather's concerned, it can't be any hotter than about 72 degrees, 73 degrees, light breeze. Perfect weather. And we've been having a lot of good weather lately. Very thankful for that. I don't know how long it's gonna last, because it says on the thermostat for the week that it's gonna be raining like 4 or 5 days next week, like all next week. So that could potentially suck, but you know, I'm gonna enjoy this weather right now and deal with that when we get to it. But yeah, man, that's really what's going on. Feeling pretty good physically. You know, and I had some stomach issues last week or whatever, but my body's been reacting pretty well since I threw out the meat that was no good. It's really hit or miss for me, man. I don't really know what sets my stomach off too much. I know what I definitely can eat, but some of the stuff I am able to eat still gives me trouble. So, you know, I tried something different this time. Yesterday I bought some like thin cut beef. Usually the stuff that you find in like Asian rice bowls, that kind of string thin beef. And that was really good last night, and it went really well. So I might try to stick with that for a little while, instead of these big chunks of beef or whatever, you know, types of slabs that I've been putting in my meals that have been hit or miss in regards to my digestion. So yeah, man, just little stuff like that is what's been up with me. Just trying to maintain, keep a good attitude ahead of the holidays, asking God to provide me with as much consistency in the different things that are best for me as possible. Exercise, hard doing this channel work and everything, keeping up with everything, and can just continue to do what I consider is well for myself, which is what I've been thinking about. I've been doing very well lately, and I think of times in my past before I got to this place where I was, smoking weed a lot, laying in the house, not really taking care of my mental health. I was always interested in doing exercise routines, so heading the other way in that regard is not something I've done recently, not as a grown person. But what the idea of me not doing well is me being isolated in the house, smoking weed, you know what I mean, not being focused on trying to stay close to God, that kind of thing. And I haven't been doing any of that since I've gotten to this side of town. I would say I've been doing well. So the idea is to keep it going and continue to align myself with the same consistency going into the next year. Not really change too much in that regard, but to not take any steps backwards is the most important thing. So, we'll allow for whatever God wants to do. Another version of me doing well is getting enough of this walking outside experience as possible, given the fact that I really struggled with isolation and the anxiety that manifests from prolonged isolation in regards to leaving the house, walking down the street. You guys know I struggled with that mightily prior to this era of my life where I lived in North Hollywood, to the point where I get anxiety just walking down the street. I have to convince myself to go somewhere, have everything delivered to me, smoke weed all day, do whatever it is I did as a routine there, and didn't crave too much sunlight or air, I'm a long way away from that at this point, but it felt really, really distant to catch the train before I got to this era of my life, or to, do anything without my vehicle. And so I've come a long way, man, and I'm doing well, and my mental health is in a good space for my standards, and meeting all the expectations I have for myself in that regard are important. Doing what I can from within myself to assure that I'm not heading back in the other direction for any reason, regardless of what's going on around me or what may be taking place. So that's really what it is for me, man. Very thankful that God has allowed me to wake up this morning and see a prolonged era of what I would consider to be doing well, and just want to keep it going, man. I wonder what the year has ahead. I wonder what's next. Things are changing, the world is changing, opportunities are arriving for people, and truths are being revealed, this type of thing, where we are this year and all that we've learned about how our inner workings of our country is going, and just the aftermath of what is still going on, a genocide. I can't say aftermath, but having experienced that, having now sat with it, going from not seeing too much awareness being pointed at it early on that first year to where we are now, where more and more people are waking up. It would have been nice if we could have had everybody be awake already. Maybe we could have been an impact on a ceasefire process or something like that, but it wasn't meant to be. But what it was meant to be was us slowly but surely coming around to waking up and speaking out, normalizing speaking out, and normalizing pushing back against Zionist supremacy, which is really a cancer to our society, and accountability, and awakening to the demand of accountability toward all of us, not just a certain people, but everyone, and then not respecting a lack of accountability. That's what I was, what stood out about a podcast I was listening to this morning. They mentioned something in regards to accountability and the welcoming of it, and not respecting where it is otherwise absent. Like, that's an important concept, because when you look at what's going on in this world right now, the powers that be are trying their very best to avoid accountability, avoid criticism for choices that may be unpopular. And from within myself, I don't want to be that way. When I look at them behave that way, I see something I don't respect. I see something that is not very strong. The strong can welcome criticism, can welcome accountability, can welcome the understanding of being wrong, and challenge themselves, whether that accountability is being pointed at them or not, to be better. That's something that I would want to teach my children if I were to have children. That's something I would want anybody who follows me to value, and to welcome into their lives. And we see that people that are controlling so much, making choices to avoid, or as I like to put it, stiff arm that criticism and accountability. It also speaks to other things that they would choose to do that we think are despicable, like lying and killing people and being racist and all these other things that they too, with that same brain that it stiff arms accountability, choose to do and choose themselves to be seen doing. It's just all of what it is that they are, as I mentioned at the end of my last video, are things that I ultimately want to ask people to not be. Anything that will make you come to the conclusions that they come to and then take the measures that they take are ultimately things we need to be, far away from. I don't want to have it in myself to be so venomous toward anybody that I celebrate the slaughtering of themselves and their children. I don't want any parts of anything that makes you that way. I don't want any parts of anybody who thinks that way. And I ultimately don't want to raise my children to be comfortable with that within themselves or in their midst. That's something to not want to be. There are ways to handle threats. There are ways to handle your security. There are ways to handle your conflicts that don't involve being pleased with the slaughtering of children, that don't involve taking measures that would ultimately leave innocent people in harm's way, and that they are comfortable with this or celebrate this just speaks to how distant they are from what I know to be decency. And they're everything I don't want to be. They're everything I don't want others to be around in regards to my circumference. And that's ultimately what they've proven. They're proving that they're everything that decent individuals should ultimately strive to never become. And they are a template of what not to do. My mother used to tell me in regards to parents, the parents can teach you what to do and what not to do. You can learn something from your parents no matter what. Well, in this case, these people are definitely not our parents, but they too can show us both what to be and what not to be. And they've been doing a great job of showing us what not to be. And so on this wonderful Sunday, I once again am proud of myself for using my voice against that mentality, against the celebration of the suffering of others, regardless of what they may have done to me or what it is they may be willing to do to me. I'm not sitting here saying, even of these people that I'm talking about, that we should be looking to slaughter their children or target them and be comfortable with their children suffering the ills of that targeting. That is something that I wouldn't say even of them, because that's not a solution for my safety. That's not a solution for the liberation of my country from their nonsense. That's not a solution for the safety of Palestinian people. Slaughtering people doesn't inspire anything but more violence. Targeting people, even if they are guilty, only gives them an easy out of the life that they're ultimately in, rather than having to face the accountability of their choices. That accountability can potentially inspire people to be better, and can send a message to others who are onlooking that accountability can be good for their surroundings, good for themselves, and ultimately a gateway to redemption. Bdf 44, I thank you all for watching.